Today is the Eclipse. We are in the path of totality, and Murphy is a son of a... So this video was supposed to be about the helm controls, but STM32 embedded development, it's really hard. I am still learning behind the scenes. I've got my friend Andrew helping me. It's happening as much as we can do it, but it's not as happening as fast as I would like, so it goes. Today is supposed to be the Eclipse, but Mother Nature decides she's not going to cooperate for us. But regardless, came down to the boat with a couple of friends, and we're going to try to get the propeller out, the prop and the prop shaft out. Oh, I think I might have got myself into a bit of trouble. I need to get something on here that I can bang backwards. So I need to get these bolts out, but there's pieces in here that have to stay aligned. So yeah, I'm going to have to figure this out. I have to get what's left of that zinc off as well. I have no idea what I'm doing, but thankfully I do have a plastic tarp. So if anything falls, it'll fall here and I'll be able to find it and pick it back up. At least it's not going to go straight into the mud. I've got to get this cleaned up because I want to be in the water in 2 to 3 months. And you can see the season hasn't started yet, but it's not far from starting. And I need the money from selling this to buy my new propeller. I need to figure out what size these are, Allen keys, knock these pins out, and get underway. Okay, so this is not locked. Can you, looking forward on the boat with your left hand, remember that gear selector I was mucking with? Pull it up into the middle, please. Okay. It's stiffer now. That's too big. Okay, that's the right size, but I need to dig the crap out of those bolt heads. What's the right size for the zincs? What are the chances I'm going to get that out without breaking any of these bolts? This zinc was put in just before the trip home, so they should be okay, hopefully. Oh, actually they came out perfectly easy. You don't have to worry about staying outside of the camera if you want to, as long as you don't mind being on the camera itself. I don't want you to feel like you have to be quiet on the set or anything like that. The whole point of the channel in my mind is to keep it as chill and realistic and feeling like you're just hanging out with somebody in the garage kind of thing. I have zero interest in making the channel feel like it's some sort of well-polished thing or other. Yeah, it's not my style, it's not what I want, it's not what I care about. Okay, now is that a plastic? No, that's metal. Okay. You know, all things considered, there was still a fair bit left on that zinc. I mean, it looks like hell, but there's still it's got meat on it. Yeah, you can see. Looks like a moon rock, but there's still a lot of heft to it. I need a pin or a needle or something. The trick now is I've got a lot of crap built up in these heads. And I didn't bring a pin or anything, so I'm trying to clear them out enough. Oh, there's still cotter pins in here too. Oh, well, there's no cotter pin on this one, but there is still a cotter pin here and here and here, so I gotta knock those out as well. I don't know why this one's being difficult. Hey Mark, can you put the motor in gear? Push the lever down again. Okay, put her back into neutral. Thank you. I don't know how they put these cotter pins in, because you can't see the other side. I guess they just jam them in and fold them over and hope for the best. Which might explain why the other one came out. Okay, that's the right size. That's the right size. So there's something about this one that's too small for sure. Yeah, because before I actually pull this out, I want to go and find that video again and know what I'm getting myself into. Can you pass me the dead weight there, please, Andrew? Actually, both the hammers. Now, is this a clockwise or a counterclockwise? Thank you. Okay, let that sit for a bit. So I just watched a YouTube video. There's 6 bolts here I need to take off. I gotta take these pins out, take these off, and then the blade component, okay, no, there it is. I can see it right here. This piece and these blades should all come out as one. Now, what they were saying was get the blades to a dead center position like this, and then mark a line. I didn't bring a marker, so I'm going to be cleaning this up, and this is paint, so I'm just going to see if I can scratch a witness mark onto it. Where's my knife? Did I not? I thought I picked it up specifically to do this. Oh, balls. I'll find it right after I don't need it. Can you reach into the companionway on the shelf? All of those deck screws I just pulled the stuff out of. Can you just toss down one of those deck screws? Please and thank you.
You're welcome.
That'll scratch. Will it blend? There's a meme from internet's past. So, with the blades in line, I want to make okay. So there, I got that witness mark. Pull out these cotter pins if there's any even left, and then I'm going to knock these out. Oh, the prop actually looks like it's in really good shape. It was just painted. I thought this was all corrosion. It's an anti-foul paint. Not that it worked. I had fouling on the prop all over the place. Righty tighty, lefty loosey, or is these backwards? This is not off to a good start. Yeah, if you could hold this steady, that would be appreciated. My worry is, if these are brass, if I put too much weight on or pressure on them, I can break them.
Oh, I see.
And I'm almost thinking I should stop and hit it with heat, but I didn't bring my torch with me. See, originally I wanted to just take the whole prop out and just deal with this all at the house on the bench, but I can't get it past here. So what I was hoping to do is if I can get all of this off, then when the prop shaft starts to come out, I can sort of haul it over to the side and try to clear the prop that way, or clear the rudder that way. But, so when I was getting the shaft log rebuilt, Joe was like, oh, I think we might have to take your prop off, that's gonna cost you a lot more money. And at the time I'm like, oh, flick, please, I hope not, I hope not. Oh, there we go, got one. Now, so now I know for sure it's counterclockwise. Now, are these brass or are these stainless? I was thinking, what I was going to say to finish my thought was, if he had to have taken it off, it would come off a lot easier this time. And he's an expert, he would have known how to do it safely. These are not brass, they're stainless. Okay, I am a little bit more confident putting a bit more beans to it now. That's two. Slow, gentle, constant pressure. Or no, what do the kids say these days? Sender.
Yep, full send.
Full send. Or though, in fact, the fact that I know that probably means it's already not what they say anymore.
Yeah, same.
All right. 5 for 6. We're gonna get lucky and get 6 for 6. Okay, now keep your hand like this because this is old, no, just up here. So Can you see there's a seam? Yes. There's a seam right here. This and this and this, like these 3 blades and that cap are gonna come off.
Okay.
So just hold it in case it starts to fall. Yeah, like that, perfect. Thank you. I'm assuming it's seized up enough, it's not coming apart without a fight. I just don't want things falling apart. There's no bearings or needles or anything like that in it, so. And it's gonna land on plastic, so it's probably okay. I would just rather not take a chance. I guess this is just all coming out as one piece. Watch in case any of the blades start to fall.
Okay.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
There we go, she's down. So the propeller's off and the hub is off. Now the blades move independently, but there's my witness mark right there. I roll this to here. There's supposed to be a line, oh, grease. Well, I mean, it's good that there's still grease in there. There's supposed to be a mark or an indent or something in there. I don't know. Oh, I wonder if it's hidden by the grease. Whoever's buying this is going to be wanting to change the alignment for themselves. So I'm not going to worry about it too much. So now I need to get this off. So I might need you again there, Andrew, to hold this for me.
It's tempting.
Now, they said that you can let go once it starts rotating. When the 4th one comes out, it's going to want to fall apart. So I'll get you to clamp it like this while I take the fourth one out so we can take it apart better.
Okay.
I thought it was going to be more of a deal when I asked you to hold it, but... Oh, this is going to be so pretty. Oh, this is in better shape than I thought. I've said that a few times about this boat. You know, like I bellyache a lot about what the previous owner did. But honestly, for 40 some years old, it was not even a question that it's well made. For 43 years old, 44 years old, however old she is now, it's really not that bad. Got it. The last one's going to be the hardest. Actually, you know what? I'm going to leave that one in a little bit. Oh. That was the one missing the cotter pin. It's not resisting at all. It's just spinning on its own. It was already backing off on its own. Okay, well, that just made my life easier, I suppose. Okay, now these two pieces should come apart. They do. Oh, this is a nice prop. It's a shame that it's not the right one for me. How do I get the last piece off? Well, you know what? I might now be able, with this much off, I might be able to pull it out. So I might just leave that on for now. That's not how it works, hands. You need to keep it in your hands to use it. This has still got plenty of life on it. I won't put it back on, but it's going to be a good one for a spares kit. Steve had a problem there a little while back where he went to check his zincs, just normal check-in routine, right? And they were gone, like totally gone. And he noticed on a Friday, so I was like, shit, what do I do? And he had some spares, thankfully, but it brings home the fact that you should always have spares. And something like this, you wouldn't put it back on normally, but if you find yourself in a pickle, you'd be glad to have her. So now the trick is to go take it off from the inside and then see if we can pull this out. Now the problem is, I don't really want to take that pawl or whatever you call this piece off if I can avoid it. So I'm hoping as it comes out, there'll be enough flex that I'll be able to bend it around the rudder. I have to drop the rudder. There's no two ways about that. Look at the rust coming out of it. Hey, Mark, can you try steering the rudder? I really don't want to drop this rudder if I can avoid it. Okay, center it up, please. A little bit more, and stop. Harsh shadows. Okay, I think this is in focus. If not, I'll use that camera. Anyways, so I cut the season wire off, back these off, and then this bolt goes through a hole that's drilled at the end of the propeller shaft. It's one of the reasons I can't reuse this propeller shaft, because one reason is I want it longer, so I can put a bigger pulley on here, so I don't have to have such a tight pulley where the motor's going to be. But also, I would have to cut that off because the thrust bearings I'm going to be putting on it, which is, a thrust bearing is like a clamp that goes around, it's like this thing here. So when the boat wants to go forward and backward, this bolt takes that thrust that's coming from the propeller, transfers it to this coupler, to the transmission, to the engine mounts, to the body of the boat, and that's what actually pushes the boat forward and reverse. So it's got to be fairly skookum. I have to go with different thrust bearings. So this one has a bolt to keep it from sliding back and forth. The ones I'm going to get, I think they generally, you heat them up so they expand, and you chill the prop shaft so that it shrinks, and you slide it on, and when they cool or warm, whatever the case might be, they seize on and they lock up, and I have set screws, or however the hell it works. Point is, I can't use this prop shaft anymore. So I have to get this out and use this as a length. Now I have to figure out how much longer I want it to be, and I have to decide that before I go to the machinist, because, I mean, I suppose I can leave it long, and then if I have to, I can take it back out to the machinist and say, take a couple, you know, few more centimeters off. Just start with it long. The big work is going to be the other end, which is going to be grinding the taper and putting the thread on for the new propeller. Anyways, yes, I need to get this off. I was going to put a bar or something under here to locate the prop shaft, but so long as the transmission's in, I realized I can get a piece of 1/8 inch dowel and stick it out of the transmission after the prop is gone, and I can make a board that comes in here that this thing here mounts into, so that later on when I want to line up the new prop, I can put this in, and using the fixed piece of 1 1/8 inch dowel, I can use that to pull up or push left or right or whatever to locate the new prop shaft when I'm doing the mounting of the thrust bearing to the plate. I don't know if any of this makes any sense. If I'm using the wrong words, I'm learning all this as I go, but that's the point is, I'm not putting the bar under there. It was too much hassle, and I don't need to worry about it now. You guys trying to make dirty jokes and get me in trouble? Everybody's curious about what it's like to pull a shaft.
Yeah.
Can you guys tell I have boys on the boat? There we go. Can you pass me the socket set, please? Man, it's nice having someone to ask for things and not have to constantly stop and get up and get down and get up and get down. Thank you.
And we can say we're helping.
I'm helping. No, seriously, just having someone to yammer with is nice. I'm so used to working on my own.
Do you have a tool?
Oh, I get offered for things for free all the time.
But I mean, things you want.
Yeah, well, that's just it. It's like, will you do a video? We want you to do a 5-minute video and then do these 2 comments. Like, they give me all these things, and it's like, and we'll give you a cheap $100 multimeter. Like, thank you. I low value myself, but I have some value, you know? Now, one thing I'm not sure about is when Joe was pulling the prop shaft, he had something he was smucking right here, and I don't know if I have anything skookum enough to smuck. So I remember him really wailing on it.
Do you have a stuffing box?
I do have a stuffing box.
Listen that up first.
Oh, flip. Thank you. Jeepers, that would have been dumb. The previous owner, he left a couple of channel locks, or monkey wrenches, or whatever the hell you call them, on the boat that he had cut up. And when I first saw them, I'm like, what the hell did he cut these for? And then I realized he cut them because there's so little space in there, so he hacked the end off. Like I said, I sometimes kind of moan a bit about the previous owner, but really, I have nothing to complain about with this boat. I bought an old boat. You know what's funny is I didn't want this boat at first. There was one for sale in Maine that I wanted, and it was sold right before I had a chance to get it. And this was very much my second choice boat. And now looking back, I mean, there's a lot of things I didn't know about. I didn't know if the mast step was going to be rotted out because I couldn't inspect it. I didn't know about, just a whole bunch of stuff. And it turned out that I got real lucky with all of it. This boat has been in generally pretty damn good condition. Ooh, 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 ooh. I can hammer on that. All right. If I bust a socket, that's only $5. I can get another one. Is it time to move? Okay, I'll stop the recording, I'll turn off the cameras, and we'll head on out. First Digital Mermaid Patreon meetup for the Eclipse. Can I try your...
Absolutely.
Thank you. Yeah, oh, that works really well. You can see this, look at the camera. You can see the slipper move really well. Clouds, okay, the clouds are completely blocking it now.
Yeah.
But that's okay, we're gonna see it go completely dark here in a minute. Oh yeah, look! You can actually see the edge of the shadow coming.
The ring. So
Where is it? 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 I can't see it. Oh! Oh my god, that's awesome! Okay, we don't need the gloves.
No, don't need the glasses.
Look at that.
Look at that! Oh, that is so cool!
So we did get a Corona Eclipse.
And over there, it's like evening. Oh yeah! Look at that!
Jesus,
sunset.
look at that!
Oh, that is amazing! That is flipping amazing. Here, you can actually see the corona rays coming off now, even with the clouds.
Oh yeah, that's perfect.
Oh! That is amazing. That is amazing. Okay, it's starting to come out the other side already.
Look at that!
I keep losing it because I'm looking at it. I'm not looking through the phone. Look how dark it is. It's gone full dark, and you can still see the sunset. It's like a sunset in every direction.
We just got the perfect window of clouds.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, that was too far. Look at how much brighter it's suddenly getting. It's the shadow. We're leaving the shadow. That is insane. How black it was just a minute ago.
And
I mean, I know.
Look, we just got like the most perfect window.
Okay, you know what? Murphy, you did us a solid. All right. I already don't know where I did with it. There it is. There's the socket. I think it's moving a little bit. My biggest worry is hitting this metal with a hammer. I'm worried about shattering the, Oh, you know what? If I take this and I split it.
Just bang on that. Then you won't have metal on metal.
Ah, good point, good point. I see what you're saying. And at least too, if it shatters, it'll be contained. No, it's just punching right through the plastic. I need a piece of wood. Just a second, I'm gonna see if I can split this. Oh, that's gonna make it easier. I mean, I can see the recess growing, but it's like a 1/2 millimeter at a time. Okay, I'm gonna come down and try down below. So, I had taken these 2 blocks, gripped them together and ran a 1 1/8 inch Forstner bit through it. And my plan had been to clamp it like this, clamp this on either side and hammer it to work this out. I didn't know how little space I had here. I should have done it like this and drilled the hole, but I didn't. So I am going to try to walk this out because I really didn't like doing metal on metal. I have no idea if that's moving at all. I need to put a little mark on there so I can see if it's actually moving. I don't think the mic picked that up. Now the people watching this are going to be like, what did he say? What did he say? And they'll never know. Okay, got a mark there now. This is just softwood. You can see after just a few blows, it's already chewing into it. I don't know if I'm getting this prop off today. I just got to get this out. Anything? Did it move? A little bit's better than nothing. It is very nice having help. Ooh, I can see it definitely moving now. Slow progress is progress. I can live with slow progress. If I keep this up, I'm gonna have to take the sweater off. Oh, this is hard work. Ooh, camera's dying. Oh, I wanted exercise. Today's arm day. Oh, it's definitely moving. The cutlass bearing is completely shot. I don't think you should be able to move that so easily. Okay, so it's really just grabbing back there. I knew I needed a new cutlass bearing anyway, so that's not a problem. Okay, I need to rest my arms, so let's go up. Ow! Let's go up and see how much it's out.
Are you all right? I think we hit bottom there.
Hit bottom. Oh, smart asses everywhere. Oh yeah. I've got 1 knuckle out so far, so not quite halfway. Once it clears this, it should get a lot easier. So yeah, I'm just sticking this board up. You can see how badly I'm bashing them together already, right? You don't want to hit it too hard, right?
Pass me the other hammer.
I was doing the dead weight because it's not going to splinter. This is softwood, so hit it with the softwood or with the dead weight.
Oh, okay.
It's starting to slip now. It's going to come soon. How much did you see it move?
It's moving a lot.
Yep, we're close to getting her out. There. Ah, woohoo! Now, flip. Andrew, can I get you to turn the wheel to port, please?
Or starboard, really.
It doesn't matter, one of the two.
No, that's not gonna.
Oh, it's right there. It's right fucking there. Oh, what's holding this on? Big stars. If I can drop this, I can take it out. Oh, if I don't have to drop the rudder, that'll be gorgeous. Oh, balls. I got tools. If that's gonna be the fight, give her a go, but I don't know if she's gonna budge because I don't want to strip her out, right?
Whoa.
Yeah.
I'm twisting the shaft.
I wonder if I can, if I decouple the wheel, will this spin further?
But you're still going to run into it.
I'm still going to run into it, yeah. Oh, these are not budging. And I don't want to damage anything. Okay, if I can get this off, I could pull it through the inside. I can't drop the rudder without digging a hole.
Okay. Well,
And I don't have a shovel. So it's a question of what options do I have for today? If I don't take the rudder out this year, I'm okay, but I will need to take it out next year. Oh, you don't have the yellow one, the smaller one? That's probably the end of the shaft. That's probably the coupler right there. That's 4 feet 5 inches. So if I bought a 5-foot piece and gave it to the machinist, he'd be okay. Okay, so I need a 5-foot, I don't know if this is 3/16 or what it is. Yeah. See, you can feel it, like, if I put it down on the floor and I roll it and it's dead true, it might be worth salvaging it. But the other problem is you can see right here, there's a big hole through it, and I really wanted it an extra couple inches longer so I can put the wheel out there. So I'd have to have that hole filled and then another piece welded on, and this is gonna have to be trued up again. Like, at the end of the day, the cost I would pay in labor,
it's cheaper to buy new.
and I don't have any way of knowing that this is gonna be the right size. Question is what holds this on? Like, is there a set screw or something in here?
I'm not seeing one.
I mean, this has to be able to come off the end. Oh, what is holding this on? This has got play in it.
Screw on the end?
What I need is oh, I wonder if I got some Q-tips in the head still.
She's cleaning her ears, so lots of grease.
Yeah, you should see the scum coming off my earlobes. Make a Ferengi blush. It's not what I imagined I'd be using these things for. I don't know why I still have this on me. Your place is a mess. There's stuff everywhere. Yes, but you don't know how often that saves me. It's definitely scraping, but it's not grabbing anything. Oh, paper towel. I'm gonna check to see if I can find that video I was watching where they took it right off. Turn this off, and then I will see if I can find a video. All right, so I just watched another YouTube video, and this should slide right out, but first, there's going to be a detent somewhere. There it is. That is C. It's gonna change for whoever buys the prop from me, but for my boat, the detent was at C. So that's one of the 2 ways you have to worry about aligning. Now, this should pull straight out. Now, this would have been easier if the prop shaft, can I get you to hold the prop shaft there? So now, this should, okay, I need to get the channel locks, but I'll use the glove inside the channel lock so I don't mar the brass. Actually, I wonder if I do it like that. Got it.
There it is.
Okay, so now that's off. There's a bolt in here. I need to clean all this shmoo off, and I should be able to get a socket on there. I'll get Mark to help hold this, and I'll see if I can back that off, and then hopefully I can get this off. If I can get this off, I can take the coupler off the transmission and pull this out through the inside of the boat. I don't even know what kind of grease to buy.
Just buy Shmoo.
Shmoo. Acme brand Shmoo. I'll make it nice and pretty, and that final greasing will happen by whoever buys it off of me.
Yeah.
My job is just to make sure somebody gets a good quality prop. They're gonna have to do a bunch of the work themselves. It's just, you know, like the alignment, for example. It makes no sense for me to do it because I don't know what their boat is. Same thing with the diesel. I'm not gonna use the diesel anymore, but I wanna get it in as good shape as I can. You know, 'cause whoever buys it, I want them not cussing my name out later, but.
Well, something just popped out right here. That's probably your pin.
I don't know if I wanted that to come out. Okay, well, I'm gonna put this here. I think I've got another one coming out here. Oh yeah, these are probably locking pins. Okay, that's what you just said, isn't it? And I just finally understood what you meant. Now, do I have a socket this big? I think this grease is probably from 18 years ago.
1 inch.
That's a 1 inch? Okay. So there, I've got it cleaned out. There was 2 little thingamajigs that popped out that I think locked this in. So now I should be able to back this off. You can see by the thread, yeah, I gotta turn it this way. So it's counterclockwise. I was wondering if this was gonna be the, whatever you call it when it goes the other way. If I can get this off and I have to leave this until another trip, that wouldn't bother me so much. I just want the whole prop home. You said that was 1 inch, right?
Yeah.
Don't know if I've got a 1 inch.
Is that 7/8?
Nope. Bun of a sitch.
15/16?
Probably something like that. But this is the largest socket I've got. That's going to be brass, isn't it?
Yeah, so be gentle on it. It might move.
Oh, that's
This will
actually...
Yeah, it was brass. If it has the pins, it's because it's not going to be friction fit, right?
Yes. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Oh, every time I think I'm stuck, I get unstuck. Yeah, good call. That was much gentler. The boat's going to be a floating tool chest when I'm done. Oh, and electronics lab. One of the things I'm actually thinking of doing is once I start traveling, because no one's going to want to see another travel channel. There's 1,000 of those. But
Projects on the boat.
projects on the go. So you rock up to an anchorage and someone's got a problem. I'll help you. The only thing I'll charge you is let me put it on camera. You grew up in Canada, right?
I did?
Remember the show, The Littlest Hobo?
No.
What? Yes. Thank you.
I've heard about it, but I never watched it.
Littlest Hobo is basically what I want to be with this boat. I'm now a little bit less silly drama, but I want to be able to rock up, help someone, and then disappear again.
Like I said, I'm not here for brains.
Ah!
Told you.
Well, that was easy. Well, there you go. My prop's off. Woo!
You got a key up top here. If that's a brass key that goes with that, it does look like it is brass. It might go with the old prop.
Oh, you mean it's... Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, yep. Well, my number one job for today was to get the prop off in its entirety, and it now is. So now the last thing I want to try to do, and these are stretch goals, I think that's the term the cool kids use. My stretch goals are to get the shaft out. Oh, Mr. Propeller, you have much life left in you, just not on my boat. Oh, the prop is off, the prop is off, the prop is off. Oh, fuck. I'm so happy. I've been wanting to see that for a long time. I was going to try to pull the prop shaft out, but it would foul with the bulkhead. Only just, but it would still foul with it. So I need to get that strut out, or I need to drop the rudder. So I'm back from the boat, and as something I'm noticing to become very common in this project is that my plans can change suddenly and dramatically. When I bought the boat, I was told that this was a 13-inch propeller. I had no reason to doubt that, and I never checked it. And you've heard me talk in the past about how I was going to get the Brunton 17-inch propeller. Part of the reason I was going to get the Brunton is because going from 13 inches to 17 inches is almost double the area of the circle for pushing more efficiently, but more importantly, when doing regen, for capturing the passing water energy and turning it back into electricity. Since figuring out this was a 16-inch, and the only reason I figured that out is because I started looking to see what prop this was so I could see what would be a fair price to ask for it. Before yesterday, I had absolutely zero plans of keeping this. It didn't even cross my mind, and now I'm planning to keep it for at least 1 year. Mainly, I still want the Brunton prop, but the Brunton prop was going to cost me about $5,000. That money can be spent in much better places trying to get the boat back in the water as quickly as possible. I have to get the motor mounts made. That's going to be expensive. I need to get a new prop shaft made. I need to get the thrust bearings, etc. I mentioned that I was trying to figure out which model this was. This is the Max Prop 3-bladed feathering classic propeller. From everything I've read, I mean, this has been retired. You can't get this anymore. This is probably original to the boat. If not, it's been on for at least 20 years. The closest replacement to this is the Easy, the Max Prop 16-inch 3-bladed feathering Easy propeller. What's the difference? I don't know. I only looked into this starting yesterday. But that is $4,000 US. Not to say that this is worth that much, obviously, but it's a well-regarded propeller. So I think this year I'm going to clean this up. This is the old anti-foul paint. You can see here I've already tried going at it with a bit of 220 grit sandpaper. I don't want to take any brass off if I can, but I want to get the brass exposed because every time I took the boat out, to get the bottom cleaned, I found barnacles on this. In fact, you might have noticed little rings. I think that's left over from the barnacle feet. So now that I know I'm going to keep this, I want to do a new anti-fouling coat. I'm going to sand this back to bare bronze. I always mix those up. Bronze. So I'm going to get this nicely cleaned back up to bronze. There's a way that you can set the pitch of the propeller blades. And from what I've read so far, I want a more aggressive pitch than I had with the diesel because of the way the full torque is delivered with electric from 0 RPM. So as you saw, I was trying to vaguely, roughly figure out what the old prop pitch settings were, but it doesn't really matter because I have to change them anyway. I'm going to have to do some reading to figure out what's the ideal pitch to set it back to. And yeah, I've got to clean everything up. The plans just changed dramatically, and I'm still trying to figure out a lot of things. So I'm going to start sanding this. I might let the camera roll for a little bit while I do it, but I don't think there's a lot to see. If you want to see glorious sanding, watch Sail Life. Mads is much better at sanding than I am. To me, it's a chore. Yeah, 16-inch is a lot bigger than 13-inch, and I am shocked that I've had the boat for 2 years, and I only just realized that this wasn't 13 inches. It showed you how little I paid attention to it. Actually, let me give you an update too on the STM32. I have the STM32 coming along nicely. I had actually 2 or 3 times now, I sat down and tried to make a video talking about the process of getting so far, but it's so much learning, and when you don't understand something, you can't explain it. I don't know how to make it into a video, even with my low standards. That's one of the reasons why the channel's been a bit quiet lately, because whatever free time I can get, I'm spending learning this with the help of my friend Andrew, who is helping me in his free time as well, so it's a bit of a slog. But I bought enough parts that I've been able to completely replicate, well, almost completely replicate, what I had on the Arduino. That's going to be coming apart. I just didn't want to pull it apart until I had this working. At this point, I am able now to read the switches, set the output pins. I'm currently struggling to read the DAC, or the POTS, because I'm trying to use DMA, direct memory access. So basically, inside of the STM, instead of the CPU reading the values and pushing it out to the DACs, here again, I'm struggling to explain it, the processor is able to take, not the processor, the board, I guess it is the processor. See, this is what I mean. I've been struggling to make these videos to explain what I'm learning, but I'm still learning it, so it's hard for me to describe. But in any case, the main CPU is able to keep doing other things while data is being read from the pod and being sent to the ADC. No, the DAC? It's read by the ADC, and the DAC turns the digital value back into a voltage which gets sent out to the controller. I have a whole bunch of projects planned that I need to have a proper embedded platform in order for me to be able to do. It's really important to me that I learn this. I know for just the throttle, for just the helm controls, the Arduino would have absolutely been more than enough. But because of the other things I want to do, I really want to learn the ADC. My day job is going to make me travel for the next little bit, so it'll be probably at least a couple of weeks before I get another video out. But as much as I can during this time when I'm traveling, I'm going to keep learning the ADC. I am really keen to show you how that's working and what makes it different from the Arduino and why I've gone to all of this effort. I hope, I'm going to try as hard as I can that the next video is back to the helm controls. As I sit right now, I kind of want to have the boat in the water in a couple of months. It's a goal. It's not a goal I necessarily think I'm going to accomplish, but it's the goal I'm working towards. With that, I'm the Digital Mermaid. If you watched, thank you very much. If I could ask you to do the usual YouTube doobly-doo thingy-majigs, very much appreciate it. Especially these boaty topic videos, they don't get nearly as much of attention as the technical videos I do when I'm working on the batteries or the helm controls and whatnot. So yeah, I would appreciate the usual. Thank you very much. So much to do and so little time to do it.
interesting things were happening. How would that arrangement work in a submarine, which is a confined space where holes for ventilation cannot really exist without seriously... Now, for many Navy planners, that only reinforced the idea in their minds that the submarine was little more than a toy. Below the surface, it could prove lethal to the crew thanks to the buildup of gases and fumes.
Being a gear, I didn't want to sand this one, so I just made sure to go over it very carefully to get rid of as much of the old grease as I could. That's going to be fun. I do want to get the anti-foul off. Everything else is the same thing. I don't want to sand it. I'm just going to degrease it. Wipe it down as best as I can. Alright. There's some pitting on this. You can see the same kind of circular pitting. Well, there's dust on there still, but I think somebody was saying in the Discord that that is probably the feet of the mollusks that tend to grow on it. Probably from before it was painted or anti-fouled. It's not deep at all, so I'm not worried about it. But it's an interesting thing. There's some places where it's a bit deeper. There's obviously been some corrosion, but I mean, 1981, it's now 2024, so this is 43 years old. 43 years it's been in the water. I didn't want to take any real different, I didn't want to change the size of it, so I just did it enough to clean it up. I didn't worry about going down and making it flat. But you can see how this end is corroded. At some point, the zincs came off the propeller, and it ate away at it. Not enough to affect it, it's still fine, but can you see in there? I don't know if you can see that keyway is corroded right at the end as well, where that key used to be. And that's why zincs are so important. You can see how clean it is here at the inside. It's just at the outside, so thankfully it was caught and fixed before too long by the previous owner. But yeah, so it's cleaning up nicely. It might be worth taking it to somebody who's got an ultrasonic cleaner. I don't know, but I have to travel for work, so that's going to be the end of that for now. And I will get back to this. Oh God, my hands are so dirty, and this is after I wash them. I'll get back to this after I get back. A lot more sanding to get that clean.